Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown analysis. Today, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Zach Collaros, what they did versus the Riders last week. We're going to take a look at some of the clips and talk about what they did. Here's a couple of points. Zach was 24 of 31, not a lot of yards, 231 yards, 77% completion, 1 touchdown. He only had a long of 25. Now, the game plan for the Riders was to stop the explosive plays. They didn't want to give up explosives like they did the week before, a lot of zone coverage. But here's what Zach did as a veteran quarterback, which you love, is a guy who, hey, everybody's dropped into coverage, I'm going to throw the checkdowns. Brady Oliveira had 6 catches for 60 yards, was the second leading receiver, but he created 4 first downs on those checkdowns. That's what you have to do when everybody... sometimes you can't manipulate the zones to take the deeper throws. You got to get some of the checkdowns. The run game was not working for him. 11 rushes, 43 yards. But here's what Zach did not do. 0 turnovers compared to Trevor Harris. 2 interceptions. So that's how they won the game. So we're going to take a look at 6 or 7 clips of some of the things I liked of the Bombers offense. Before we go, please subscribe to the page, turn notifications on. It's going to help alert you as we're posting new stuff and help support the page. So let's open the playbook on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers versus the Saskatchewan Roughriders on Banjo Bowl. Early in the game, double move Dembski. What does that mean? They're taking a shot at Dembski right here. He's going to run up, in, and a double move. But they have a deep safety. So when you pause this, there's somebody here, there's somebody here. So they can all make a play on all these deep moves. And when you coach quarterbacks, you always talk to them about, hey, just because I call a double move doesn't mean you have to throw it. This is what I love about Zach's game. He didn't force it. He sees that everybody's dropped out in zone. So he takes the check down to one of the best yak backs in the CFL, and he gets a 10-yard gain. So check downs when everybody drops out was huge this game for the Bombers. Riders defense didn't want to give up a lot of big plays, so they played a lot of drop 8, drop 9, and played a lot of zone and gave Brady Oliveira plenty of opportunities here. This is what Zach did so well last week. He didn't force anything. He took the throws that were there. There's going to be a post in the middle of the field or behind the will and Wolotarski underneath it. All you have to do is watch what happens with Adam Auclair. He gets depth. Watch, he sinks underneath it. So you've got everybody covered. That's a tough window to throw into that space. Zach sees it. And he says, okay, I'm just going to get it to Oliveira, and he's going to get north-south for a first down. Once again, Zach taking the underneath throws to can keep moving the change. Good patience by Zach. One of the reasons Brady had such a great game was some zone blitzes, gave him a lot of space to be able to run for first downs. Let's go through and see what the Riders were trying to do. Count up the numbers. When the ball snapped, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rushers, but it's zone coverage. There is 2 deep safeties. So there's 1 safety here, 1 safety going to end up there. And everybody else is playing a leveled zone. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underneath, 2 deep with 5-man rushers. So they're basically, it's called voided zones. So it's a zone with a void. So Zach gets pressure from the 5-man rush, and that's what they're trying to do. But he just throws it to Brady, gets his shoulder squares, makes Auclair miss. Nice first down. Nice way to move the chains and how Zach beats the pressure. You watch it from this angle. You can see this pressure. They're trying to do a big twist. Zach climbs, finds his check down. Brady gets his shoulder square, makes Auclair miss. Nice first down. Great spacing on this middle open beater by Winnipeg. Let's go back and show you what's happening from a coverage standpoint. There's 1, 2 deep safeties. Everybody else is zoning underneath. So Winnipeg has a good play for that. And let's show you what they're going to do. Right here when the ball snapped, they're going to be going up, and they're going to try to cancel this quarter player. They're going to go across the field. Dembski's going to outside release and run a post to the middle of the field. And the underneath player is going to settle at 5 yards or so underneath, trying to basically keep the two underneath players low. They both stay low. They cancel out that one, and they hit Dembski right in the hole. Really good execution. Love it. Good timing by Zach. You can see it from this angle. Right? He's just too deep to make the play. These two are here. There's just a huge space between the middle linebacker and the Sam linebacker, and Zach throws it over the middle linebacker. Saskatchewan's changing coverage a lot, but at the end of the day, it's a three-man rush dropping 9. They're rotating who's playing the high players and the lows. How does Winnipeg handle this? They empty out the backfield. So you're trying to create a little bit more space and move people. Brady Oliveira comes out to this spot. He's trying to come out and sit down. We got Kenny Lawler in here. They're trying to get this linebacker to expand. He doesn't really move, but he does get depth. And as he gets depth, Zach recognizes and throws to Wolotarski underneath. And that's on second and long, it's a 10-yard gain. So Zach sees it, goes, all right, I know I go progress right from, that's a term you hear a lot, progress basically from Kenny Lawler down underneath to Wolotarski. Again, taking the underneath stuff for first down. That's what you got to do. It's one of my favorite plays of Zach. The processing time on him making this decision to get a 5-yard gain is spectacular. What's happening here? This is a true 3-step progression read. And what does 3-step mean? The ball's out quick. His first read is they're basically running a quick throw out here. He's going to go up and come out. He's going to go out in the flat. So one of those two are open. He's taking that throw. But then there's going to be somebody sitting here, and then somebody sitting here, and a clear out. And we're going to get a swing from the back. This is called the spacing concept in the West Coast offense or whatever. So you have a 3-step route over here where he's going to decide whether he's taking this one or that one, either or based on the picture. And then so I would usually call that 1-to-1 based on the picture. This is number 2, this is number 3, this is number 4. And as you watch, right now, covered. So he goes to this middle, but the mic attaches to that one. There's somebody in front of that one. So how quickly he goes through this process as everybody lifted to get it to Brady is awesome. Watch it from this end zone shot. See him. Nope. How quickly he gets there. Really good. Nice throw in the zone to Ontario Wilson. Great throw in the space. I love how they design this and why it's open. He's going to run a diagonal and go across the field. That's a man answer. Kenny Lawler's going to run a corner route. He's going to inside release, but then he's going to run a corner. And Wilson's going to come up, and then he's going to break into this space. But you still have a player here. What is that player going to do? I believe this is Clercius. He goes out into the flat, and that holds him down, gives Zach the space to throw over the top. That's a huge window, right? He's expanding. He's an underneath tied to that one. The safety's deep, and the corner's outside. The corner has to take Kenny Lawler, and he lifted too high. Huge window, great recognition, great protection. Huge explosive play. Heavy play action, run look, maximum protection. Only releasing 3 in the route. Kenny Lawler, huge target, great throw and catch. Trying to take a shot downfield, and looks like Kenny's the number 2 option. Coming across the field, He's going to work in and then up, almost like a double move, trying to get anybody sitting there to that space. And if it's man coverage, you got it. You've got the dig here. All right, those are the kind of two first reads. And I'll pause it right here. So what happens is there's the diagonal. Here's the first dig. Here's Wolotarski on the second dig. Why did Zach throw to Lawler? Because they doubled here. That one. So he just goes to the next read. Kenny's got plenty of separation. Great on-time throw. Zach processed this very quickly after the play action that they're doubling the vertical. I'm going to go take the outside dig. And Kenny's nice catch. You can see it from this angle. How quickly. Play action. I'm off it. Going to the outside one. Nice throw and catch. Little creativity and just some quick arm action from Zach Collaros. I love how Zach can get the ball out of his hand so quickly, every different arm angle, recognize what's happening. But this is an offensive lineman. He's going to release out in the flat. This is going to be a zone read. Everybody's running this way. Zach's going to recognize what's happening. This end crashed. Well, when that end crashes, you probably understand that this player is going to run and try to hit the quarterback. And that's what happens. But once again, the routes are out in the flat. Dembski's going to run a corner route. And Kenny Lawler is going to kind of sit in this dead spot. And he'll kind of find space and zone. This is called the spot concept. So Zach pulls it, sees that Kenny's open, ball's out of his hand immediately before the linebacker can recover. Again, because one linebacker played contain. So he went to play contain. So now the middle linebacker gets a run action. So he has to kind of wait for the run action. And he's just going to be late how quickly Zach threw this. Really good. Watch it from this angle. You see how fast this happens. He's going to wrap around. He's going to bend, forcing Zach to pull it. But Kenny Lawler is just going to show up right over here or even a little tighter. And the linebacker Thurman can't get there in time. Easy in the Sally game. Sally Rand game. Gotta love vision on quarterbacks. This is a deep play action with plenty of protection, but Zach sees it break down and then gets it to Wolotarski for a 9-yard gain. And when you're facing zone teams, you try to do play actions. This is a bunch of people in. One here, all blocking. We're getting everybody blocking, including the tailback. So once again, this is a 3-man route. You only have 3 people in the route. Dembski runs right through here and up through. I believe this is Wilson. He runs and comes out this way. And then we have a vertical over there. Now I'll pause it right here. Dembski's trying to take the top off the coverage. Wilson now broke this way, and you have the tailback after making sure the protection was fine. He leaked out. So it's kind of like a vertical stretch, but Zach sees these 2 players that could make a play on the ball before he throws it. I think he also feels a little bit of the protection breaking down, and he just scrambles. And this is what you love about mobility. I'm not asking any quarterbacks to be, they don't have to be Trey Ford, but they can just escape from stuff and find other throws. This was a really good game for Zach. Good recognition. Playing the team that gets the most takeaways in the CFL. 2 games. He had 1 turnover. Really good by him. Great game. Helped lead them to 2 back-to-back wins against the Riders.